Taylor, when I'm telling you, me and you were friends, right? We were here. This episode, Taylor, you really, after all of these weeks of me dragging Brandon, you are really gonna make me get on my channel and have to defend Brandon. Because of that right there, I will never forgive Taylor. I promise you, me and her, we can't be good Judies no more because you really gonna make me sit on my channel and defend light skinned Mr. Light Skinned? We gonna get into you in a second. We gonna get into you. How y'all doing? I'm sorry that I'm late. I have finals. Oh well, let's get into the shit. So, Jessica and Austin, we just gonna go real through. I'm sorry, Jessica and Austin. Y'all a lovely couple, but the thing is, y'all don't really got nothing wrong. And that's perfect in regular life, but like on a reality TV show, it's not much that I can do. So there go the picture, Jessica and Austin. They talked about, okay, so this episode was pretty much everybody talking about like, I guess like their past loves and what their definition of love is and whatever. So they talked about that. Austin talked about how pretty much like it took him like a year to fall in love with somebody, and that kind of like bothered her a little bit, and she notices that he's real affectionate. That's all I got for Jessica and Austin. That's all I got for y'all. All right. Who else am I gonna do next? I'm trying to think who should I do next. Next we'll do Katie and Derek. Katie and Derek. So they go and they sit down and they talk over dinner, whatever. And Katie's pretty much saying to Derek that she doesn't want to be the type of person to like chase anyone, because all her time in the past she's always been the type to have to chase after a man to try to love her, and she don't want to have to do that with him. And he said he's broken hearts, but he's never pretty much been in love for real before. And he never really felt the need to fight for any of the relationships that he was in, and that kind of bothers her, whatever. And then they go to bed later that night or whatever the next night, and she brings it up again about how it's just kind of bothers her about the fact that it's going to take him such a long time to fall in love. And rightfully so. He got mad as hell when he went out to the balcony and was cursing up a damn storm. Not at her, but just on camera. And what he said is true. He said, it's not fair that you're trying to put a time limit on when it is that I need to fall in love. I agree. But they end up hashing it out in the car. They talked. Everybody's cool. I don't know who said this or who I watched, like who reviewed the show, who said this about Katie, but I agree. They said that Katie is the type of person who she's a self-sabotage type of person, and I can get those type of vibes off of her, because Katie is giving me like, I've been hurt so many times by niggas that like, I'm gonna try to hurt you before you can hurt me, or I'm gonna try to find something wrong so that you don't have the room or the opportunity to hurt me. Girl, Katie, let the fuck go and let this man love you, okay? All right, cool. Oh, he also talked about how everybody know once you turn 26, you get kicked off of your parents' insurance, which Lord knows I gotta deal with. But he said that, at his job, because they're married, she can go right on his insurance. And it looked like she was gonna cry, because that probably did mean a lot to her. I mean, the girl got diabetes, she got insulin, that shit is expensive. So that's Katie and Derek. Then we are going to go on to Mindy and Zach. Okay, Mindy and Zach. So again, like I said, everybody got these little itty bitty little cards, little love, little letters, whatever the hell it is, from the doctors to talk about love. Mindy gets her. She meets him at the park with the dogs, and they sit down to go and kind of talk, and it's just like, she asked him like one of the questions that was on there, and again, I really probably should fast forward through everything, like when Zach talks, because again, Zach talks in circles. He's not saying anything. And I don't know how many times Lifetime is gonna make me get up on my damn reviews and keep saying that Zach talks in circles. That's all we get from Zach. He talks in fucking circles, okay? And then I forgot what the fuck she asked him. Like, I think she asked him like something into the sense of like, what is it that I would have to do to like make you feel comfortable like being married? And the nigga like just got up and ran over to his dog or something like that. I don't know. Zach's weird. Like, I can't deal. He's really, really super, super weird to me. But then he talked to his sister. Now, thank God there's somebody in the family with some common sense. Because the sister been saying what the rest of us is saying, which is like, well, first of all, you signed up for this. And I just think that it's weird that you would sign up for this, but then you're not going to go all the way in. That girl is probably at that house lonely, like lonely. Bad enough her family didn't come, and I'm so glad that the sister brought this up. It's bad enough that her family didn't come, and now she's gonna have a whole bunch of I told you so's, I told you so's, and that's messed up pretty much that you would leave her at the house like that. And like the sister said, I don't really even understand. You're not even giving it your all. Like your sister even knows that you're not trying your hardest in this whole situation, so it's dumb. And I could tell for real that this is just something for him to do, because the sister even said, I mean, have fun, like in the sense of you're on this show, just make the most out of it and keep it going. But at the end of the day, Zach don't really want to do this, but he went over to the crib to go chill with Mindy, and they kind of hung out. That was probably the nicest probably I've ever seen Zach, and it didn't come off. Normally Zach comes off real fake, but it seemed like he was actually enjoying his time with her. And that's the thing, how do you expect to my main problem with Zach is, how do you expect to build or grow with her if you're not going to even be around her? You got to be around her, you got to get to fucking know her a little bit. But I was happy for Mindy, because Mindy seemed extremely happy. All right, so that was them. Sorry, so now we're gonna move on to pretty much the nooks and the crannies of what the fuck I need to talk about around here. All right, we're gonna talk about Mekia and Michael. All right, okay. So start off with them in the room, whatever. Mekia taking her weave out, and he pretty much asks if he could help her and stuff. Which I like that whole little scene, because that's real life. Like when she said, "Boy, I don't want you cutting my hair," I let my boyfriend one time. One time. Like she said, just try to cut that thread. He fucked up my whole hair. Never again. Like, I appreciate it, love him down. But never again will whoever touch my damn head. What the hell is wrong with him? But anyway, so, and how Mike talked about how he like his girls with natural hair. I'm so tired of black men saying that. And I'll go on a long rant about that. That's for another day. But anyway, so he talks to her about how, he was supposed to start a job as a principal, but he declined that job and he ended up taking a job as a director of another place. He said the reason that he did not want to take the position as the principal anymore is because of the fact that a lot of the stuff changed. Like, the stipulations that they wanted from him, the money, the amount of hours and stuff like that they wanted from him changed. And as soon as he said that, like, you looking at Mika's face, Mika pretty much thinks that he's lying. I want to understand how. Okay, I heard what she said. She said, I don't understand how is it that you get an offer letter, right? But then when you go in, it's something else. That, I can understand why she would think that, but that's not unheard of. It's not unheard of at all to be offered a certain position, at a certain rate and all this other stuff. And then when you actually get closer to the get down, that is a whole bunch of different things. I've had I'm talking about multiple job offers that, like I said, that were, job offers or whatever from places. And then when I started to get closer and closer and closer to what it is that I was supposed to be doing, then everything changed. And I get how that can be a little bit confusing, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know, maybe he does have a real reason to lie, but I'm just saying from my point of view, I don't see why he would have to lie about that. Specifically, he said that, he had another job, and she asked him, was it going to be that much of a difference as far as financial? He said not at all. So what I'm confused about is, why the fuck do you care? If my dude right now comes in here and tells me that he was offered, let's say he was offered a job as a fucking car salesman, right? Okay, cool. He come in Monday. He said he was offered a job as a car salesman. Okay, boo, whatever you want to do. But if he come in Tuesday and say, you want to know what, babe, I was actually offered a job as a scuba diver, and I think I'm gonna take that instead. My only question is gonna be, well, what's the difference in the pay? Like, what's up? Oh, it's still the same. I don't give a fuck. Then I don't care, and I don't. And I'm trying to understand. We're gonna get to this part because Mike brought it up, and I agree. But I didn't understand in that point. It felt like she was trying to make something out of nothing. In my personal opinion, that's what it seemed like in that when they were in a room at that time. Because what did he say that made you think that he was a liar? And let's just go with the fact that he was lying. You're acting like he doesn't have a job. Like, you're making it seem like he came to you and said, oh, I had a job offer, and now I just said, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do it anymore, and I'm just going to go to be like a cashier at CVS. So it was very confusing to me, but whatever. they go on and they go on or whatever, and then they get the little letter too from the doctors. And again, she brings up the fact that, oh, she doesn't trust him, and oh, I don't understand, like, when did you have time to apply for the other job? Okay, well, first of all, when he came on this show, because it says y'all been married for 18 days, when he came on this show, he said that he had the offer from the job. So maybe he had applied for this job and did everything before he even got on this show. That's maybe when he did it. Number two, maybe during out the course of the 18 days, maybe he talked to somebody or talked to people on the phone. It's not hard to get on the phone and talk to somebody about a job interview. That's not that hard to do. So I didn't really get that part. But she was like, well, pretty much she was like, she didn't trust him and all of this other stuff. And you could tell that Michael was getting aggravated, because when Michael get aggravated, he go like this. He go like that a lot. And you could see it like all on his face. And he just came up. He said, I'm not 100% comfortable with you. Period. I'm not 100% comfortable with you. And I don't think that was a good excuse or whatever for whatever the fuck it is. But what he said right after this, which is, I agree. He said that I'm getting tired. Pretty much his thing is, I'm getting tired of being called a liar. And it seems as if she's always trying to get you in an aha moment. I can see that. I'm sorry. But I can 1,010% see why Michael feels like Mekia is always trying to get him in a gotcha moment. Because ever since the thing with Panama, because of that whole situation, and like a lot of people who reviewed this show say, we will never really know because there is no footage of that. So I can't say, oh, well, yep, you want to know what? Mike's a liar, because we don't know. Didn't see the footage. He might really have said one thing and you took it another way, because Mekia comes off to be that type of person, to be quite honest. But again, I do understand why he feels like you're trying to get him in an aha moment, because everything that he says that comes out his mouth, you're saying that he's lying. I'm trying to get again. Why do you think he's lying about this job? No, fuck the why. Fuck the why do you think? Why the fuck does it matter? Like, I understand about telling the truth, but my question is, why are you going so hard about a mute point? Okay, so let's say that he did get the job offer for a principal, and then he just changed his mind and said he didn't want to do it anymore. What the hell is the issue with that, when at the end of the day, he's still bringing a check into the crib? It's not like y'all finances, again, I could see if you thought, okay, with this principal job, you was going to be making 60,000, but now with this new job, you're only going to be making 40. Okay, I can understand that. But if the man said that the financials is all in the same bracket, what the hell does it matter? Because this is my whole thing. Mekia, you can't control what that man does. And Mekia comes off as the type to be, she's really, really controlling. That is that man's career. As long as he's bringing bread into y'all crib and he's making sure that you're good and that your household is good, you should not be trying to jump down his throat about what career choices it is that he makes. So what, it literally, from what I heard him say in the beginning, he said there was going to be certain time frames and stuff that they needed from me. It sounded to me like he was saying they wanted me to work a whole lot more, and I'm in this new marriage, meaning I can't give them everything it is that they want. And granted, I don't work in the school system, but my cousin is a principal, and I can tell you right now, it takes a lot of time. Like, it's not just school hours. There's a lot of in between stuff that you have to do, and I guarantee that as a principal, it would probably take a lot of time. If he was a principal, it would take a lot of time away from them too. And I don't know what her work schedule is, if she work in the morning time or if she work in the evening, but I can definitely see how being a new principal, and then you're in a new marriage, that's a lot of time that he's going to be taken away from your relationship. But at the end of the day, like I said, why the fuck does it matter when there's still a check being brought in the crib? Like, I don't understand. It feels like he said, it just feels like she's trying to get him in an aha moment. Okay, whatever. You feel like he's lying to you. You still don't really have a good standing about this situation, about how he's lying. How do you know that he's lying? You just feeling it. But if he told you off top what it was, okay, if he told you what it was, the fact that he has another job, you need to let it the fuck go, Mekia. Let it the fuck go, because she was really pissing me off, just kept irking him. And at the end of the day, okay, you cannot keep calling somebody a liar and then expecting them to want to open up to you all the time. No, after a while, you keep calling me a liar or you keep saying something about me that I know is not true, I'm going to shut down all the way as well. So how about you stop calling that man a liar so much, and maybe, just maybe, he'll open up to you more. That's my piece of advice to Mekia. Stop calling that man a liar. How do you expect to get anywhere? What if he did that to you all the time? What if he did that to you all the time? It will be a freaking issue, okay? Whew. And also, I'm sorry to keep going in on Mika, but Mika, you seemed very selfish in this whole situation, because when you had your little confession, because I wrote it down, you said every time I ask Mike about something, or I tell him how it is that I feel, he always wants to rebut back with how it is that he feels. When I'm tired of that, how about it is that you just listen to what it is that I have to say, and we need to go through those issues, and then we can listen to whatever it is that you have to say. That's selfish. That's selfish as fuck to say, oh, well, how about we deal with the issues that I have with you first, and then we'll deal with yours? No, 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 no. And sitting there looking at her, like her body language and stuff, she's the type that she feels like she's always right. Mika, you're not always right, and that's what you come off as. You come off as the person who thinks that you're never wrong. You feel like you're never wrong, ever. And you are wrong sometimes. I think that this whole situation, you pushing him about this damn fucking job when he still has a job, that's you pushing shit for absolutely no reason. Pull it the fuck back, Mika. You seem like a nice enough girl, but you seem to be, you're a little bit too strong. You gotta pull the fuck back. Pull the fuck back and get off of that man's back, okay? Because then you don't have, because then when he leaves and when he completely shuts down, then you're really gonna have an issue. Back the fuck up off of him and give him a fucking second to breathe, okay? Michael, on the other hand, what I gotta say about you is, I don't know what you're doing behind the scenes to maybe make her feel like she can't trust you, but whatever it is, clean it the fuck up, because I'm tired of hearing her say it at this point. But whatever, they went out to eat or whatever, and he apologized and got her like a whole bunch of candy or whatever that the girl can't eat. Then they went out and they went to like, I think like the nail place or whatever, and they was having a good time. That's how I like to see y'all. Stay in that vein. But I don't want to hear about this shit about the lying no more. I don't want to hear about it no more. And unless you got full concrete proof, girl, I don't want to hear about this shit no more. We're done, okay? Move on. Done. Finally. Taylor and motherfucking Brandon. Taylor. Like I said at the top of this video, and I'm going to say it again. You really are going to make me sit on my channel and defend Brandon? It's fine. You know what? Because I know how to be unbiased. So it's fine. It's fine. But I'm just saying, I'll never forgive her for this. I'll never forgive her. Okay? So, all right. We get back to the house. We get to Taylor and Brandon's house. They get the little card from the doctors. Now, she asks him, like, how do you want to be loved? And he says, affectionate and loving, but he kind of feels like after Panama, that she kind of just like shut down. She said that she feels like that what she wants from him pretty much is genuine interest, and she doesn't feel like he's genuinely interested in her. Like, he's always in a room playing his little Xbox game or whatever. He never comes out and spends times with her. She's always the one initiating stuff, and stuff like that. She asked about, like, has he ever been in love before? He said he was in love 3 years ago. And it kind of just went of a little bit of a back and forth of her saying, like, I don't want to have to force you to spend time with me. I want you to want to spend time with me. I don't want to have to, like go in the room and beg you to come in here and be with me. You should just want to do it on your own. I don't get why he's still in a separate bedroom from her, because if you were gonna move in, then you then just move in. You move all the way in. You don't halfway do it. As we said to Mindy, as we said to Zach, this is not roommates at first sight. So, Brandon, when you moved your ass into that house, you should have moved into that damn bedroom. That's what you should have did. Okay, first night, maybe even the second night. But after that third night, you should have got your shit and you should have went in that damn bedroom. That's just a fact. So they talked about that, and she said that she feel like he don't have anything original to say. Like, whatever it is that he says is piggybacking off of her, which I agree with her, because when she said it, like, I went back and I ran it back, like, that little part of them talking, and she's right. He does do that. I actually talked about that in my last review, about how he just kind of like, yeah, yep, okay, yep, versus just saying how it is that he feels, and how that can be really, really annoying. However, all of that being said, because at the end, Brandon ended up getting up and walking out and going into the other room, because he was saying to her, like, you've pretty much shut down since Panama. And this is where I will have to give it to Brandon. I'll have to give it to Brandon. It did seem like in that moment when y'all was sitting on the couch, like, Brandon really was trying to understand where you were coming from. And Taylor, you was completely shut down. You did have a bad attitude. You did. Your attitude was funky. It was funky from the minute that you sat down. You could tell off top, your wall was just You wasn't trying to hear nothing that he was trying to say, like, and everything that he was saying or asking you, you were trying to flip it onto him versus just being honest about how you really felt. So I will give him that. And I'm not really even too mad that he got up and walked away, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like that too. Like, if I see that I'm trying to have a conversation but it's not going anywhere and you just continuously have an attitude, I'm gonna just take my ass in the room and I'll come back when you've calmed the hell down and you've fixed up your attitude. So I will give Brandon that on that. I wasn't even mad at him. I wasn't mad at him. Okay. Then later on, I think maybe like the next day or whatever the fuck ever, she felt bad, I guess, about the way that she acted, as she should have. So she had made him, like this dinner. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Taylor. That plate, that plate looked bomb as fuck. It was like steak and shrimp and mashed potatoes and asparagus. Like, even if y'all go back and watch, like when they had both sat down, child, even the cameraman panned down to the plate, like, oh, that shit look good. And so then she took out, her phone to take a picture for Instagram. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Brandon. I ain't gonna lie on this situation. That plate deserved to be on the gram. That shit looked like a work of art. That plate, at least from where I was sitting, that plate looked amazing. And I would have did the same damn thing. Especially if I did it. Girl, I'm putting this shit up on the gram. And I'm so sorry. You're just going to have to deal. But he had an issue with that. And he goes around the whole issue about the whole social media thing. I just feel like, prior, of course, to the whole thing with her posting the video, we're going to get to that in a second. But I'm saying prior to that, I feel like that should just be insecure. That's just my personal opinion. Social media is something that is part of, it's literally a part of everyday life at this point. Now, some people might be on it more or less than others, but it is still a part of everyday life. He's not going to find a girl who's not on social media at all. He might be able to find a girl who maybe not be on it. Maybe I'll say, I guess maybe as much, or don't have as much followers or whatever. But most women you're going to run into, most people, not even women, most people, they're going to have some type of social media presence, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. It just is what it is. Like, as long as that person ain't putting that app ahead of you, then I don't really see the issue. I can see where there would be an issue if every time y'all talk you're always pulling out your phone. That could be annoying, but I don't think the stuff that he pointed out in particular was necessarily annoying. She was on vacation. What else is she supposed to do? When you're on vacation, that's what you do. You take a lot of pictures and stuff. It's just that because we're in a social media age, you can automatically upload and let everybody see it. So yeah, so that's that. But anyway, so it was quiet as hell at that dinner at first. Didn't nobody saying anything. And, she just kind of like said to him, like, well, I just kind of like wanted to, like, I guess kind of like get over like the little bit of a hump that we've been going through and stuff. And finally, Brandon was honest and said, well, for the most part, I really don't want to come and talk to you because of your attitude. When we came here and we came and sat on this couch, you had an attitude. Almost every time I come into this house, you have an attitude with me. And I thought we was trying to move on for the whole thing in Panama, but it seems like you keep holding on to it and you won't let it go. And she said, because I remember she said to him, well, she pretty much said, you make me have an attitude. Like, how about that? Like, you make me have an attitude. Taylor, that is not a valid response. Okay, that's not even on a multiple choice list. You cannot say I have an attitude because you make me have an attitude. Yes, we've all been there. I've said it 1,010 times to my nigga. I definitely have. But it's not a valid excuse. It's not. What you should have said was, I am sorry, okay? That was not my intention. I'm not gonna lie. I still am holding a little bit resentment from Panama, and I'm trying my best to work through it, but I am having a little bit of trouble. That's what you should have said, Taylor. Just like I said, Brandon should have been honest. So should you. But you kept flipping it and trying to make it seem like, oh, it's him. And a lot of it is Brandon. A lot of it is him, because he is condescending in the way that he talks to people. Like, I could tell, like, when she said, oh, he talks to me like, I don't like the way he talks to me all rude. I could tell, because Brandon got the way he talks to people, again, he's very condescending, and he's very passive aggressive with how he talks to people. So, and especially the way that he talked to Taylor when they was in Panama. I mean, if he could talk to her like that, he barely knew her. I'm pretty sure he could talk bad to her when ain't nobody else around, and it ain't nothing to him. But again, that does not excuse. Don't excuse. So I guess Brandon got so frustrated, he picked up that plate and he just kind of like walked out. Couldn't really get mad at him. I could not be mad at Brandon. I wasn't really mad at Brandon this whole episode, which is, y'all might as well save this, because that probably ain't gonna never happen again. But anyway, so okay. So then we get into the whole video. Taylor goes on Instagram. She puts a video up on her story about how she wants a man who's this, that, and third. And, and how she can't find no good man. That's why she out here in these streets and why she always single, da 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 da. Point blank period, Taylor, you were wrong. There's no getting around it. There's no, oh, well, I thought. Taylor, you're dead ass wrong. And on top of that, you're the one that's actually a liar because you sat up there multiple times and said, oh, it wasn't towards him. It's not like I was talking to him. Yes, the fuck you was. Yes, you was. Yes, you was. Yes, you was. If I right now took my African American behind and went on my Facebook or my Instagram and said, oh, these niggas really ain't out here. Now, granted, there's stuff on Facebook like that I share all the time, like memes or little quotes and stuff like that, that like, will like normally be posted about like people who are single, but whatever. It's like situations that can apply to anything. I don't go on myself and be like and post a status like, you know what, niggas ain't shit out here. That's why I'm by myself and I can't wait till I find a good ass man that's good for me. Cause my dude will be like, say what? Say what? It's wrong, Taylor. You're wrong. I don't care what conversation you was having with your friends. That's wrong. What happened is that you was talking to your friends about what happened, and they was hyping you up, telling you how that nigga ain't shit, how you could do better, and then you took that energy and you went on Instagram. My main problem outside of the whole Instagram thing. Okay, so Brandon ended up once he seen that he packed his shit like the bad light skinned bitch he is, and he left. Okay, but he left his keys on the table. This is my issue. Taylor didn't come home to the next morning. And Taylor said that she was out at her friends. Like she went out with her friends and she stayed with her friends. That's a fucking red flag, Taylor. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. When you are a married person, okay, you bring your ass home. Especially if you are in a new marriage. Did you not watch the episode of Martin when they had first got married and how Martin was out in these streets gallivanting all late at night and he brought his ass home late at night? Gina almost went upside his damn head. You are a married woman. You do not go out partying and then don't bring your ass home. That's not how this shit goes, Taylor. That's not how this goes, okay? You are a married woman with a new husband that you don't even really know, and you gonna take your ass out all night and not come home? I don't care how mad I am at my man. I don't care if I go out to 2 o'clock in the morning, but by the time he wake up, guess who's gonna be in this crib? I I set the cat, and so is his ass too. I don't care if he went out to the bar. He could come home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. But his ass better be here when I wake the fuck up. Taylor, you was wrong. So even if Brandon was still there, if I was Brandon, I would have left because you didn't come home. Just being real. Just being real. So, she was like crying or whatever when it had first happened. Boom, 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 boom. But then one of the doctors called her, whatever, and the doctor was saying, like, before she called, like on the little, when they be doing little confessionals with doctors, how like social media plays a deep part into relationships, and you gotta be careful about the shit that you say. So she called Taylor. She's like, Taylor, pretty much like, yo, shorty, what's going on? Like, what's up with the post? Like, what you doing? Taylor didn't find anything wrong. That was surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that Taylor was gonna be like, okay, yep, I did it because he pissed me off. I shouldn't have did it. Taylor didn't see nothing wrong with what she did, which that is an issue in itself. The fact that she didn't find any issue. She said, I wasn't talking about him. Like, I was talking to my friends and I said something. I don't care if he took it that way, well, then he took it that way. Oh, well, come on, Taylor, you can't do stuff like that. And just because you take it that way, that doesn't mean that everybody else is going to take it that way. And Taylor says she don't care. Taylor says she don't care. She glad that he moved out. She don't care. And at that point, that's when I realized Taylor is done with this whole situation. She checked out. She don't care. She pretty much really didn't care ever since the Panama situation. Ever since that, she just really probably didn't care anymore. Like, she just was like, I'm going to try, but I can't. And also, I could see how dealing with Brandon probably on an everyday basis is probably really annoying. Because she said later that he was like, oh, he called me high maintenance. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy because Brandon seems extremely high maintenance. So I could only imagine how that is to deal with him every single day. Brandon seems to have like a lot of mood swings. So again, I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying I can see why she would be like, this ain't for me. But she was dead ass wrong for how she handled the situation. And yeah, Taylor don't care. She don't care. She do not give a fuck. She said, I don't care. He gone. Good. Awesome. Brandon, Taylor, well, okay. Mike and Mekia was walking together and talked about the whole situation. We start off with Mekia and Taylor, they're talking about it. And Mika is like me, pretty much saying, like, girl, you're dead ass wrong for that. Like that's your husband. Like, come on, like, you wrong for that. And she was surprised too. Like, she's like, man, so she don't find anything wrong with it? She said, honestly, she should just apologize to him, which I agree. She should apologize. But Taylor was saying that she don't feel like she should, because she don't feel like she did anything wrong. She really don't. She don't feel like she did anything wrong. She feel like that's on him if he took it that way. And at the end of the day, she's not apologizing for shit that she said. I mean, girl, if you gonna stand in it, stand in it. Stand in it. But you're still wrong. So then we switch over to Brandon, and Brandon is talking to Mike or whatever, and he's asking Mike, they're talking about the whole situation, and Brandon is like, that's pretty much extremely disrespectful. Like, how could you even really want to be in this relationship when you're doing something like that? He pretty much called her a reality TV hoe. That's not what, that wasn't his words, but that's pretty much what he said. Because he said that, she told me that she was trying to be on a couple shows, that she was trying to be on Temptation Island and it didn't work. And she was trying to be on this, so I feel like I pretty much been played on national TV. Now, this is what I will say. I don't know how true that is, but I did hear that everybody on the show, except two, which I think was Mindy and Jessica. Everybody else on this show was recruited and was casted for this show. So, maybe she did try to be on some other shows, but y'all all was recruited. None of y'all, except two of them, signed up for this show. So let's all keep that in perspective. Let's not try to go down that road, because we will really go through and start revealing all of the shit that happens behind the productions and with y'all. You didn't sign up for this show, Brandon. You was recruited to be on this show. So let's just keep it cute in that type of frame. But other than that, Taylor, you're dead ass wrong. You should apologize to the man. Oh, I'm so tired. Apologize to Brandon. Good golly. You was wrong, Taylor. You was wrong. You was wrong. And Brandon was right. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe those words coming out of my mouth. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm out. Bye.